everyone, and welcome to this week's Sing for Alexa Saturday. We are so incredibly lucky this week to have Jake from the national tour of Anastasia here with us to help give some feedback to our singers. So first we're just going to start off introducing ourselves. Hi, I'm Alexa. I assume you probably know a little bit about me if you're here, but just in case, I am a musical theater TikToker, and a little bit about me, I come from an extremely musical family that has like a rich musical background. I pretty much grew up on the bandstand with them. My mom is a voice and piano teacher, so she would teach me. There's a lawnmower outside. I apologize if you hear that. There's always like something. Okay, anyway, so yeah, and I grew up on the bandstand performing with them, and I played piano and sang from a pretty young age. And then when I was 13, I got my first official voice lesson, and I was super, super excited because it was the first time. Well, my mom like did some coaching, but it was the first time I was actually trained like classically and got to know like more vocal pedagogy and things like that. And I absolutely fell in love with it. And from there, I also just fell in love with performing. Also, just because, I was always just singing, so the idea of singing and acting was very new but very exciting. So in middle school I was in my first shows, and then for high school I decided to go to a high school of the performing arts, where I got to major in acting, minor in dance and voice, and take stage combat and Spoon River and all these really fun things. And then I also did a ton of pre-college programs outside of that school, like I did Juilliard's pre-college program for classical voice, and I did Rutgers Musical Theater Academy. I did Paper Mill Playhouse's Summer Conservatory and Westminster Choir College's solo vocal artist intensive. I just loved being so immersed in music and the arts. And so then for college, I almost felt like during high school I had like a very conservatory style training experience. So I really wanted to dive deeper into songwriting and music, and really kind of strengthen those skills so that I could begin to write my own material and compose and kind of get a better idea of everything that goes into putting on a show, not just from the standpoint of standing on the stage, but really, everything that goes on behind the scenes. Yeah, and now I do TikTok, which is really exciting. Okay, I'm gonna hand it over to Jake and let him tell you a little bit about himself.
Awesome. Honestly, I learned a lot right there as well. So thank you for that. I grew up in New York, right outside the city. And from there, I sort of, at a young age, around, I want to say, 8 or 9, started acting. And through that, I took an acting class on literally Long Island. And through that, I garnered an agent and slowly but surely started, going into the city and doing primarily commercial work when I was a kid. But then I think when I was around 10 years old, my agent sort of said, hey, would love to send you in for a musical. I know it's not what you've been doing. And lo and behold, that was my first off-Broadway show when I was 10 years old. It was a musical called Take Me Along. And we did that off-Broadway at the York Theater. And then from there, I just sort of dived right into theater and really has, consumed sort of what I want to do and naturally what I've been doing. To sort of touch on things that Alexa was touching on, I went to, it was my freshman year of high school. After that summer, I went to a opera conservatory. So I sort of started studying classical voice, as well as I had a vocal coach throughout my childhood. So I did a Colorado Springs summer conservatory there. The next year I did Cherubs. Some people might know about Cherubs. It's a Northwestern program, summer theater program, great for high school aged kids, and did that my junior year. And then I did a UCLA program, which is where I ended up going for college as well, and had an amazing program there and studied there. And so, yeah, I've just been studying when I was, growing up. And then upon graduating, I moved back to New York from Los Angeles and started in a off-Broadway show titled Superhero. Some of you might know Next to Normal, written by Tom Kitt. Tom Kitt worked on this musical Superhero. It was sort of a child for him. He had been working on it for quite some time, and we put on the first production of it in New York. And that was just lasted, 2018. So I guess a little over a year ago. And and then from there I jumped into Anastasia. So it's been kind of a fast, maybe for those who don't know, I'm just finished the national tour of Anastasia. We obviously was cut a little short due to the pandemic and the climate of today. But yeah, hopefully that will start back up. I will not be in it though anymore. It will move on to a new cast. But yes, that turn, I saw that. But yeah, so that's been my story. And do I pass it on to the singers, or do they introduce themselves?
Oh, yeah, so they'll introduce themselves. So we have three amazing, wonderfully talented singers who will be performing for us today. They will each have 15 minutes to sing, and then they'll also, start off just telling us a little bit about themselves. So our first singer we have at 3:15. Until then, if anyone has any questions, feel free to kind of give a wave on the screen, and we can unmute you and answer any of your questions. I personally want to ask Jake, what would be just your number one tip or piece of advice, or maybe you have multiple, for someone who wants to pursue a career in the arts? What would be your, number one go-to piece of advice?
My number one go-to piece of advice, I think. I think the key is obviously working really hard and just getting involved as much as possible. I mean, as Alexa noted as well, I started doing shows really at a young age, and then even after that off-Broadway show, I mean, I literally right after that did my 5th grade production of Peter Pan, where I played Peter Pan in my elementary school, and again, just throughout the years, getting involved in as many shows as possible. I did regional theater on Long Island, and just taking every opportunity to take in this experience and also be able to translate that to then when I got to a professional higher level production of superhero. Fast forwarding, many years, I had so much experience leading up to then that I felt ready to take on that experience and be able to be surrounded by a person like Tom Kitt, who I grew up loving, and be able to contribute and thrive in that environment.
Wow. Yeah, wow. That's great advice. Yeah. Does
Hey.
anyone else have any questions? You could feel free to give a little wave at the camera. If not, I'll definitely ask more questions. Do you have it? My mom's sitting right here. Do you have any questions?
We're on Long Island.
Oh, we're on Long Island. We have family on Long Island, but also
It's Great Neck. It's the
Yeah.
first.
Your grandfather lives.
Dang, that's so neat.
Wait, do you have family living in Great Neck or no?
Yeah.
Oh wow, oh, amazing.
Yeah, we go there pretty often. Oh, that's so funny.
Right across from
I
Peter
love
Luger's.
that. Right across from
Peter
Luger's.
Luger's.
Love Peter Luger's.
There we
Can't
go.
go wrong.
Okay, we have Teresa who has a question, so I'm gonna unmute you.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm also from Long Island, so that's pretty
Yes.
cool too. Yeah. My dog in the background. Sorry about that. Shoot, I forgot my question.
You're good.
So like, did you also do BOCES as well? Because I'm actually looking into doing that as well.
You sort of meet before like pre-college.
Like in high school, like
Mhm.
for example, going to the Long Island School of the Arts.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't have any sort of high school experience in terms of a performing arts school. I mean, the public school in Great Neck is sort of very good arts program. We did a bunch of amazing shows, but it was really the summers that I started filling with those pre-college programs. The ones I mentioned were the the Colorado Springs Conservatory, and then we the UCLA program, Cherubs at Northwestern University. So they were all kind of, preparing me and filling my summers with the necessary sort of tools that when college came, I knew I wanted to, study that and pursue that. And all those programs basically just set me up for success when I got to college, because they were structured very similarly, just less intense, because obviously we had 4 years as opposed to just a summer.
Yeah, I'm actually starting Camp Tuesday, and we don't know what show we're doing yet, so
Very exciting. Very exciting. Well,
pretty exciting.
yeah.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
It's nice to have things to look forward to as we're all kind of sitting in our houses.
Yeah, I was surprised I was actually going to be going. I wasn't at the beginning, but I was actually one of the last kids to sign up, so I'm pretty lucky.
Awesome.
Wow. And I know my mom had something.
Yeah. I actually attended BOCES Cultural Arts Center.
Oh, you did? Okay.
So that's the half day you go to school and a half day you go to the Cultural Arts Center, which is really awesome because they were amazing. You got your acting, you got your musical theater and dance. So it was,
Yeah, because I do all three, so it would be good for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I would say, what year are you in?
I'm in my 10th grade year.
Okay, perfect, because I think they do 11th and 12th. I think they do.
Yes, I was trying to go at 9th grade, but they didn't accept me. Like, they didn't allow 9th and 10th graders, so I should be starting next year.
Yeah, definitely do it. It's a great program.
Awesome. Yeah. I hope that helps.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Alrighty, I think that we're gonna get started with our first singer, who is Drew. So Drew, I am going to unmute you. Haha, that rhymes. Also, for anyone who doesn't know or is maybe a little bit new to Zoom, on the right-hand corner, there's a button. It says Speaker View. By clicking that, you can actually just see the person who Zoom detects is talking big on your screen. So for example, when a singer is singing, instead of trying to just look at them in amidst the boxes, by clicking speaker view, it'll just show them on the screen. And then once you're in speaker view, you can hit gallery view again, and then it'll go back and forth between the two. I can also try to just spotlight the singers, but I know that, when we start working a bit more masterclass style, it's nice to kind of be able to have it hop back and forth between who's talking. Okay, so Drew, you got the spotlight. Feel free to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then as you feel ready, you could give us a slate and begin.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Drew. I'm a rising junior at Performing Arts High School. I major in musical theater and minor in dance. I'm 15. I've been doing musical theater since I was 3. I live close to the LA area, so I also do some professional work up there. So yeah, that's pretty much all about me.
Awesome. And what will you be performing for us today?
I'll be singing Change from a New Brain. So hopefully the music is not too loud. I tested it out beforehand, so if it is, just let me know and I can turn it down. Okay. Folks pay, I'll go away. People walk by me with glee. I am what they'll never be. I don't ask you to tip your hat. I don't ask you to notice what I'm wearing. I don't ask you for things like that. All I'm asking for is change. Thank you.
Okay. I'm not super familiar with this song. So would you be able to give us a quick kind of rundown of the synopsis of the show and then where this song kind of fits in?
Yeah, so pretty much the show New Brain, they just did a production of it in 2015 with Jonathan Groff. it's practically about this guy. He's like, I'm pretty sure he has brain cancer or something, or a tumor, and he's getting a new brain. And this song, sorry, fits like right in the middle of the show. It's about a homeless lady just asking people for change, and she kind of has a mental breakdown halfway through it. And really the quote unquote change, she's just asking for change in the world, not specifically for, like the money change. So it's kind of change literally and change metaphorically. So yeah.
Love that. Oh, wonderful. We were getting a little bit of kind of like a little bit of almost like a feedback. We were still able to hear you pretty good. It's just dang. It's moments like these when I wish that we could do these master classes in person, because you were just like, I mean, I could tell really killing it. It was, I mean, vocally, from what I could hear, it sounded really great, really free. You're very kind of open. You're not an apologetic performer, which is really nice, when people are just kind of there and doing their thing. The one thing that I do have to say, I think technique-wise, you have this habit where every time you breathe in, you actually lean forward. And I think that if you do the opposite, but actually kind of make sure that you open up, I don't want to say like backwards, because obviously, we don't want to breathe like this, but definitely not getting into the habit of breathing forward and then kind of expelling it back and kind of like creating this sort of emotion. I think that staying more grounded and thinking about breathing more downwards rather than like forwards can really help that just be even more free, even more grounded, and just help the tone spin a little bit more in just getting a much deeper, more supported breath than if you were to kind of like almost lean forward every time. But it sounded really nice. I'm gonna hand it over to Jake.
Hey, yeah, that was awesome. Yeah. No, I mean, and off of what Alexa said, the confidence, yeah, which is again such a, not a lot of people can have that, sort of just confidence and comfort in, and especially, their voice. I feel like a lot of the time people could be afraid to express that, especially in an audition situation, which, going forward. And again, yeah, I feel like I'm never gonna go too much on vocal technique, because I, as much as I feel that is something I know, it's not necessarily my expertise, but so mine will sort of be holistically about the performance. And that's like so important going forward, the confidence in a professional audition situation, because they want to see that, you are able to take on this role, whatever role that may be. So that was very exciting. And I'm trying to see what else. Yes, belt. I think the one thing I can, I guess, critique would be on your riffs, amazing, and the fun that you have with that. You can almost sometimes, depending on what the role is, depending on what the character is, be more subtle about it. Be like, oh yeah, no, I know how to do these riffs, and you might not have to bleed that much into the belt, where you can just kind of just go off almost in your own, as if you're in your own world. This character being a homeless woman, she, maybe is in her own world. Sort of shut out from the rest, sadly. But yeah, that could be just something you explore with that.
Thank you.
I was also wondering, so the end of the song, I wasn't super kind of able to hear it very well, because there was still a little bit of feedback, but where does the song end? Does it end where you ended it, or did you...
No, I cut off the track right before. There's like a long, really slow part that goes on for a minute. I'm like, I'll just cut it there so I don't go a little too over.
Okay, that's what I thought. So if you've been on these Zooms before, obviously you know that we, I mean, just not including this, our performance is never done until the music officially stops. A lot of people finish singing, and then they kind of just, they end the performance before the, musical outro kind of really finishes playing. And, if you were in a professional setting, the piano player would, kind of tell you, maybe, hopefully nicely, but maybe not so nicely, what are you doing? This is a partnership that we're doing here. And obviously it's much different while we're dealing with karaoke tracks. But, in the professional world, and Jake might be able to, comment on this too, they're very, it is like a partnership.
Sorry, I was unmuting. But yeah, because I mean, a typical audition room. I mean, you're walking in and there's a pianist there, and you hand them whatever material that you're there to perform today, and it really is, you want to take it is your audition 100%, and you want to own the material, own what you put out there in the world, to these casting directors and whoever else. But yeah, I mean, in terms with that pianist, it is a partnership. It is, it's you want to make his day or her day as easy, as your audition feels. I don't know. They're, because you're handing them the material. You want it to be clear. You want it to be clean. You want the pages to be able to turn easily. And then there, upon starting your song, you want to be ready, but it is also, I mean, typically what I do is, I take a second to myself to be able to put myself in the character, get ready for the song, think about maybe that high note I have to hit or whatever it may be. And then, you want to give a little nod to your accompanist that you're ready to begin. And even though it's like you're ready to go, it might take them a second to just jump into the song, and that's okay. And sometimes what will happen, and bless all the pianists' souls out there, but sometimes because they are sight reading maybe a hard piece, they might not get it right, and they might miss a couple notes that maybe you were waiting for. And I think the key there is not to get upset, not to get mad at yourself, not get mad at them. It's a matter of just plowing forward and doing the work that you've done, and giving, again, the best audition you can. Yeah, I mean, they told us in college, as well as, just something I've heard, in terms of pieces you are picking, you never want it to be something wildly sort of difficult to play and to sight read. That might be also, again, unknown to a pianist's eye. Pieces that typically, I mean, anything like Jason Robert Brown might get a little difficult. I mean, most of his stuff is just very intricate. Again, sometimes Sondheim, but that's a little older, so most pianists know that. It's little things like that where you just have to be careful in terms of the material you're picking as well, and obviously making sure it fits the character and when you're going in for these auditions.
Awesome. So Drew, I would love to see you perform that song again.
Yeah.
Thinking about everything that Jake was saying with the characterization of the piece, and then I would also really love for you to, would you be able to sing it? I'm trying to think if it would help to almost like hold your hands behind your back and feel when you're
Sure.
kind of slumping forward, because that was the one thing that that I think I was seeing a lot of, and I think that obviously I don't think you realize you're doing it, but I think being in this position might help you realize, oh wait, I need to kind of stay a bit more up straight.
Sure. Let's see if this works. Nope. Oh gosh. Spacebar is not working to play. Okay.
All good.
Sorry.
Or even, you don't have to, I guess, like strictly hold your hands behind your back, but just be really aware.
Mhm. And the sound's not on. Wow, I'm so good at this. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Oh, you can't even see my face. Darn it. Oh, hey, yeah. People walk by me with glee. I am what they'll never be. I don't ask you to tip your hat. I don't ask you to notice what I'm wearing. I don't ask you for things like that. All I'm asking for is
Oh my gosh, yes, that was amazing. I saw you almost like wanting to rock forward a little bit.
I know.
And the being more grounded for those breaths that you took made the sound soar. I mean, it flew. It was really phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was, again, exactly what I said, was, that you were a little more in yourself. You weren't paying attention to much as to what it sounded like. You were just more, having fun. And that's so important, I think, as well, because it's for you and not necessarily like, here's my voice, here's, and because it really is good, and that will always shine, your voice. And so you just got to live in it and have fun.
Thank you.
Well, Drew, please let us know, first, I guess, if you have any questions for Jake and I, and then feel free to shout out any accounts or platforms you'd like to promote. Where can we hear your beautiful voice again?
Okay, well, my TikTok is my username. It's opeachpit, but I mostly upload to YouTube, which is Really It's Just Drew, all lowercase and all one word. And then my Instagram is Really It's Drew. So you can find me on there.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Alrighty. I need to stop saying alrighty so much. Everyone's been telling me I say it constantly. Moving on, we have our next singer, Leia, or is it Leah? You'll have to tell me, because I feel like
It's Leia.
Leia, welcome. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Actually, I think it would be a good idea. Let us know a little bit about yourself, and then let us know a little bit about the context of the piece that you'll be performing, the show it's from, where it kind of fits in. So maybe for anyone who doesn't know, I think that's good.
All right. So my name's Leia. I am a recently graduated high school senior from Florida, where it is currently hurricaning just a little bit. So if you hear some rain sounds in the background, that's probably what that is. And I'm going to be singing Just Breathe from the Prom, and I'm going to be singing in the character of Emma. And this is basically a moment where she's trying to collect herself. A lot of stressful things are going on, especially with, the prom, because she's trying to take her girlfriend to the prom in a super conservative town.
Masterclass. Wonderful. Oh, sorry, I just said that out loud. I've been telling everyone on my live video because they keep asking, like, what is this? What is this? I'm like, guys, join the class. Sorry, continue.
So should I do like a sound check just to?
Oh, yeah, you can.
Okay. Was that good?
Wonderful.
All right, great. So just start when I'm ready? All right. Note to self, don't be gay in Indiana. Big heads up, that's a really stupid plan. There are places where it's in to be out, maybe San Francisco or thereabout. But in Indiana, without a doubt, if you're not straight, then guess what's bound to hit the fan? Just breathe, Emma. Not everyone is that repressed. Just breathe, Emma. It wouldn't be high school without a test. Just close your eyes and count to 10. Go to your happy place and then try not to combust. Just breathe. Note to self, people suck in Indiana. Leave today, pray the Greyhound isn't full. Who knew asking out a girl to the prom would go over just like an atom bomb and make things much worse with your dad and mom? And who'd have ever thought that could be possible? Just breathe, Emma. Picture a beach with golden sand. Just breathe, Emma. Picture a Xanax in your hand. Try journaling or start a blog. Just end this inner monologue. See if you must, but just breathe. Just breathe, Emma. that thing called oxygen. Just breathe them out. Look at the crazy state you're in. Just smile and nod, although they're jerks. Say namaste and pray it works. And like we've discussed, just breathe.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. Big silent claps. We tend to do just this on here because you can't really physically hear the claps. Leia, that was so beautiful. I love, love, love your voice.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. And I think this is a really, really great song for you. I really, really love. I could totally see you playing.
Oh, wait.
You're good, you're good.
We love autoplay.
So one of the things that I was noticing a little bit as you were performing is your jaw as you perform stays very, very locked, and it the sound that it produces, it sounds, well, not the sound that your jaw produces, but the sound that comes out, since you're performing primarily with this kind of in this shape, even when you kind of drop for bigger notes, I don't think it's allowing for the freedom of your voice to really fly and ring in the way that I know it could. Do you feel any tension in your jaw while you sing? You could say no.
I mean, I actually do have jaw problems. Like, I get tension usually, so that does make sense.
Okay, yeah, because I even saw a couple places where it was almost like you kind of wanted to open, but instead of opening down, it almost like even like hinged a little bit forward. I would love to have you do this again, and actually, oh gosh. So if anyone here puts your fingers kind of almost right next to your ears, you know when you open your jaw, there's this almost like oh gosh, it's like a bone that kind of pops out. So that bone pops out when your jaw like hinges forward. That's if you open your jaw in a very forward manner, that's gonna pop out. If you almost act like you're an old man sleeping, you know how when you look at them, their jaw almost goes down and back? If you open your jaw not forward, but down and back, this shouldn't pop out. So if you just experiment with kind of, yeah, just putting your fingers here really gently, you do it opening it that way, this shouldn't pop out. If you're opening it in a way that it's hinging forward, it will pop out. So I think it'd be really beneficial for you. It doesn't even have to be this song that you're singing. It's an exercise that I would do a lot. Whatever you're singing, even sometimes just talking, by just kind of even just gently placing your fingers here, it kind of almost just reminds you and makes you kind of a bit more aware of how much your jaw is really kind of like hinging forward as you talk. And especially because here we're doing musical theater and the songs are very, you know, similar to the style in which we speak. It tends to be very very horizontal, you know. If you think about our voices like an actual instrument, if you look at the end of a trumpet, right, the end of a saxophone, the end of a tuba, the end of a French horn, it all goes out like that in a beautiful like circle shape. That's very similar to our own, you know, our literal instrument, where we have like our vocal folds, it creates the buzz, it comes up through the tube, and it comes out. So if you think about a trumpet, playing a trumpet where the end of it just looks like this the whole time, you know, for those louder notes that you play or that you sing, dropping and relaxing our jaw a little bit can be really beneficial. A lot of singers actually suffer from locked jaw. If anyone here is someone who chews gum a lot, or you tend to kind of clamp down on your jaw a lot, or even grind your teeth, you can actually end up building up the muscles in your jaw a lot to kind of an unhealthy amount. I mean, our jaws are already so powerful, you could probably bite off your own finger if you wanted to, but if you exercise those muscles a lot, then they won't be as loose and as willing to kind of open up, which as singers, we really need to take advantage of when we sing. So that would be my big note to you. You have a wonderful, beautiful voice, and I hear at a lot of places it ringing really naturally. I think that for you, the biggest thing to focus on is going to be that jaw. You know, just, you know, perform in your warm-ups, just add in kind of doing nice, you know, jaw tension, relaxing exercises. You could probably even find on YouTube exercises for if you have like locked jaw or things like that. And practice singing you know, where you're maybe even just taking two fingers and making sure that your teeth don't touch. Just breathe, Emma. And all of a sudden it'll be like, whoa, where did that sound come from? Okay, I think I'm done with my whole spiel now. I'm gonna pass it over to Jake.
No, that was amazing. Yeah, because I mean, I think musical theater in general, is most of the time it's it's speaking. It's a natural transition from speaking to music, which when the words can't explain it anymore, it goes, the music kicks in and you're singing. So, and I think this song is a very good opportunity for, that just capturing that essence of just, this is like a very great acting song, as well as we want the voice to shine. And especially, in any audition situation, you want your voice to come out, even if, a good example I always think is Dear Evan Hansen, where, there's so much acting in that, for both Zoe and the rest of the guys. But those notes that Pig and Paul wrote, it's they're up there. So you want to get those notes out and you want to sound pretty, obviously, but telling the story is so important, and which I think you did very well. I think something that you can play with, sort of off of Alexa, is that tension, because I think there is tension in the song. Your frustration with, oh my God, your name is the same as her. Yeah, so I can't say that name too loud. Okay, great. And that threw me off. So yeah, play with that tension, physically as well. I think you did a good job. Your hands sometimes would tense up, and I wonder, is it nerves? Is it and these are things that would go through my head if I were a casting director, or is this part of the character? I want to see that part of the character, meaning that maybe you can play with it more in terms of what parts of the song are you more comfortable? What parts of the song are you angry? What parts of the song are you actually tense and sort of in yourself? And I think that will help. And just as an exercise, when you sing through it again, if you want to, at any point, just like shake, which again will also think help with the jaw as well, in terms of technically and musically. Just to open you up there, and then but yeah, and then just to, like, when you're just breathing, you just like trying to shake off either this thought or this worry that as you're going through high school. Yeah, I think that's what I got.
Yeah. I also would love for you to think about, especially in musical theater, we kind of tend to, or at least when I've, like trained professionally, we've done this. We focus a lot about vowels and the actual vowels that we're singing. So you say breathe, Emma. So Emma is when you kind of have to go up to that higher note, breathe, Emma, or even just breathe, Emma. So if you actually think about what you're saying, it actually opens up. The only thing in between that is an M, and M's are actually really, really great consonants. They're just really, really great at, exactly. It's a really, really great resonant consonant in that you can feel everything very, very directly here. So as soon as you open out, it just comes out. I would love for you to just a cappella sing the two breathe Emmas, where there's breathe Emma, remember a thing called oxygen, just breathe Emma. Think less about more about being very, very open. Or actually, yeah, let's even do this. So you're gonna sing the breathe Emma, remember it's oxygen, just breathe Emma, something da 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 da. But you're not gonna do any consonants. So you're just gonna sing it strictly on vowels. And as you do that, I want you to take two fingers and put them in between where your teeth are, so that there's no way that your teeth are gonna touch. Exactly. It's gonna feel kind of silly. It's okay even if you laugh. But I'd love for you to sing without vowels. And try to see if you can get each of the vowels that you actually sing.
Keep
Yeah.
going.
Can you do the second one? Yeah, okay. So I'm hearing a little bit of some muddy vowels in that they're not super clear, and I think that that ends up crossing over into when you are performing it. I think that really nitpicking and going into the song and figuring out what exact vowels am I singing here will also really help with the resonancy, because we want to do the least amount of work possible. We want for the air and the tone to basically carry it and have it be where the tone really never stops. There are just a couple times when our lips meet or our tongue flaps or our teeth kind of touch. We want to make it as easy as possible for us as singers. So to not just rely on all the consonants to carry it, but have that be more of just, the I don't know, the like boat of the river that is the tone that kind of helps carry the story, I guess.
The boat of the river.
Yeah.
Um, can I add to that real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think just to add in terms of a grander professional sense, it makes it's so much more helpful to do it the easiest way possible, where you're able to create the sound and produce the sound every day. Because then again, in a professional sense, whether it be off Broadway, Broadway, anything, you're doing typically 8 shows a week. And so in order to be able to, especially in a taxing role vocally, to produce that every day, doing it the easiest way possible and doing the least amount of work possible in terms of producing the sound. Obviously, you want to work hard in everything you do, but to be able to just do it easily will be, the best for then doing an 8-show week.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
Okay. Leia, do you have any questions for Jake or I? I know we threw a lot at you, but it was just because it was so good, and we really hope that you're able to take everything that we said and run with it. Do you have any questions for either one of us? Alrighty. So please feel free to promote any platforms you're using. Where can we hear your beautiful voice again?
My TikTok's in my name, at Corvid Kid. And then I also have a YouTube where I'm not singing, but I am singing a theme song. I have a show that I just started. So it's called Adventures in Lemon Park. And it's like an animated kind of series, if anybody wants to check that out.
Well, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Alrighty. I keep saying it. Moving on. We have our last singer of the day, which is Charlie. Hello. I'm going to unmute you. How are you doing, Charlie?
Hello. I'm doing very well.
Fantastic. Please feel free to tell us a little bit about yourself and then a little bit about the song that you'll be performing.
Sure. My name is Charlie Fisari. I'm from Essex County, New Jersey. I'm a hospitality major with a theater minor at Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut. I only started doing theater my sophomore year of college. I'm going to be a senior in August. It is August. And that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. It was a very quick discovery of mine, and I'm very happy I found it. And I'll be singing a song from a show that not a lot of people really know, For Forever from Dear Evan Hansen. It's a small one. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing. Do a little sound check first. So, is this a good volume? Good? Okay.
Perfect.
End of May or early June, this picture perfect afternoon we shared. Drive the winding country road, grab a scoop at a la mode, and then we're there. An open field that's framed with trees. We pick a spot and shoot the breeze like buddies do. quoting songs by our favorite bands and telling jokes no one understands except us two. And we talk and take in the view. All we see is sky for forever. We let the world pass by for forever. Feels like we could go on for forever this way. Two friends on a perfect day. We walk a while and talk about the things we'll do when we get out of school. like the Appalachian Trail, or write a book, or learn to sail. Would that be cool? There's nothing that we can't discuss. Like girls we wish would notice us, but never do. He looks around and says to me, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. And I say, you too. And we talk and take in the view. We just talk and take in the view. All we see is sky for forever. We let the world pass by for forever. Feels like we could go on for forever this way. This way. All we see is light for forever, 'cause the sun shines bright for forever. Life will be alright for forever this way. Two friends on a perfect day. And there he goes, racing toward the tallest tree. From far across the yellow field, I hear him calling, follow me. There we go, wondering how the world might look from up so high. One foot after the other, one branch then to another. I climb higher and higher. I climb till the entire sun shines on my face. And I suddenly feel the branch give. I'm on the ground. My arm goes numb. I look around and I see him come to get me. He's come to get me. And everything's okay. All we see is sky for forever. We let the world pass by for forever. Buddy, you and I for forever this way. This way. All we see is light, 'cause the sun burns bright. We could be alright for forever this way. Two friends, true friends on a perfect day.
Dang. I don't really have too much to say about that. I thought that that was phenomenal. And you just decided or just discovered this love your junior year?
For theater, yeah. I mean, I've been singing. I don't really have any like professional training, but I've been singing ever since I could remember. I just didn't really do anything with it. And then I went and saw my school's production of Next to Normal, and I sort of just caught the bug.
Dang, yeah, that was going to be my next question, if you've ever had like professional vocal training, because you're just your technique is very, very good. That almost makes it kind of hard to believe that you haven't had kind of like professional vocal training, especially with how difficult this song is. You really approached it like a champ. I mean, I never felt like you ever didn't have enough breath or were like, you made it look easy, basically. You made a very difficult song look very easy, which is challenging to do. It's something you really have to make sure that you prepare the breaths for so that you never run out. It sounded really good. I would still always, of course, just recommend getting some vocal training just to kind of check in, because again, I'm not really there fully in person, making sure that just everything checks out. I mean, even Ben Platt himself, it's such a demanding show, you know, we're never really done training. You're always going to want to make sure that, you know, everything's good and okay. Especially if, you know, you're going to do more demanding roles like this, which I think you should because you're phenomenal. I would definitely want to just double check with that. The only other thing with, and this might just be an accent thing, there were a couple words where the pronunciation of it was a bit, I don't know, I'd never like heard that before, branch, or just some things where I think if you were to really work on this song with like a vocal professional, a couple vowels and things where you can kind of just open up or maybe manipulate just to make the tone come out a bit more clear. But again, that's not really, that's just like little nitpicky things that I'm picking out. I thought it was really phenomenal. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, again, so amazing. Really fantastic. But yeah, I mean, it's like, again, vocal technique, I can't speak too much on. But I mean, again, a difficult song that you made sound fantastic. And again, easy. Because the range also in this show in general, just a little background in terms of my experience with Dear Evan Hansen. Senior year of college, which was 2 years ago, I came in for this role, and for the other two, Connor and Jared, and got down to a final callback for to cover all three essentially. Towards the end, it was just to cover Connor and Jared, but it started all three. But this, I mean, working on this material is no easy task to then also produce in front of a bunch of people. So I commend you for that as well. But yeah, I think filling the space in this show, the space between, you know, the actual words that you're saying, is very important, because again, this is such a show that circulates around acting, as well as, you know, getting the notes out there. But I think the acting is and telling stories very important in this particular show. And I think you did a very good job. And I would encourage you to go even further about, you know, filling the space between the music. And a good example is in between the verses. And then I think the weird part about this song is, obviously, character-wise, you are telling a fake story that doesn't necessarily exist to a group of people who are very close with this other individual that you're telling the story about. So I think that could even be more fun to play with, the duality between, you know, this moment you're creating, but then also the fact that this moment isn't real, other than, you know, the fact of spoiler, but of, you know, this attempted suicide. And yeah, I think you did a very good job of touching that, and then just keeping, you know, going forward with that. But again, just a beautiful, and like, yeah, the notes at the end, definitely all there and easy, and the breath again was very fluid, which is again the hardest part with this song, and as well as the rest of Evan's track.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was really amazing. I think that as Jake was talking about the acting, it actually got me thinking. I felt like the happiness of creating this whole world was almost there at the beginning, so almost didn't necessarily give it too much wiggle room to develop and grow as the song goes on. I think I'd love to see you start off a bit less confident, a bit, you know, more nervous about getting the ball rolling on this story that you're now making up, you know, the nerves of like maybe getting caught. I almost, you know, as you were talking, was thinking about it, I almost felt like it was as it went through, you're a fantastic singer and you have every right to be confident. But in terms of acting of the story, I think I would have liked to see it be, grow and develop to that level of just being totally immersed in the story and the world that you created and have it start in a different place. Would you agree, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, I think right off of that, and this goes for everyone's songs and everyone's audition cuts and everyone's, performing of a song, there should always be a journey. There should always be, an arc. You don't want to come in hot with, all the tricks and all the everything and the resolution of the song acting wise at the beginning of, the first 5 measures or whatever it may be. So you want there to be this journey, and this song is such a good example, and it's so obviously well written, where it lays out that journey for you, and playing on the sort of nervousness and hesitation maybe in the beginning, and then sort of being more enveloped in your own world that you're creating as Evan. And really just like living in it almost as if you do believe it at the end of the song, and having comfort in that. And I loved the ending and the resolution, where, you were definitely more in the story than you were, in the beginning. But again, yeah, just playing with that journey more, and then letting this, the casting directors and audiences, when you're performing this on Broadway, to see the arc in that.
Makes total sense, for sure.
Alrighty, Charlie, do you have any questions for me or Jake? Anything we said, or even if it doesn't have anything to do with this?
I think it might not have to do directly with the song, but Jake, having been recently in college to someone that's about to do their last year, what's your like biggest piece of advice for someone that's sort of in my position and wants to go into this career path, like first steps into it as like a recent college graduate?
I know you said you're a theater double major or minor?
Minor.
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, get everything you can out of what that minor has to offer, and then don't stop in terms of, maybe, I don't know if you plan to move to New York. I know you said you're Jersey, so you're fairly close, and school is in Connecticut. But yeah, I mean, I think don't stop. Right out of college, I knew I wanted to do this for, I guess, a longer period of time since I was little. But I knew I wanted to move back to New York and pursue it head on. I think UCLA offered a nice little. We had a showcase at the end of our experience there as a musical theater major in New York, and so we had a showcase for agents, which definitely helps but isn't necessary. Upon getting to New York, which, I graduated in June, I moved in July. I did have my agents sort of sending me out into the city to do the auditions and such, but you can do a lot of work for yourself in terms of backstage, in terms of Actors Access, all these sort of things to check what's happening in the world and see what auditions are out there. Obviously, right now is a dark time for all of us, but slowly but surely, upon the pandemic getting better, there will be more auditions circulating. And I'm assuming you are non-equity. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct.
Yeah, just an overarching for everyone watching, there's equity and non-equity. Equity is the union, the Broadway union, Actors Equity, AEA. That's sort of what you become a part of once you start working professionally in the world. But there will be so many, particularly post-pandemic, non-equity work, which will be great. And just being informing yourself and seeing what's out there will be very important upon moving to New York. And don't stop in terms of also continue your vocal lessons. Find there's great vocal teachers in New York, and just keep working, get involved with the community, get involved as much as you can, go to shows, see things, because that's what, you're going to be able to know what am I right for. Obviously, Dear Evan Hansen is one of them. But yeah, just seeing maybe even off-Broadway shows, stuff that is lesser known, because again, there's roles in all of these. And then even off Broadway and Broadway, there's great regional theaters on Long Island that I grew up, doing shows there. In New Jersey, Paper Mill Playhouse is a union house, I believe, but it's a great, just regional, and there's a bunch of those in the tri-state area here that put on great productions, which also get you on the path to, one, getting in front of those casting directors that cast all of those regionals, and that also then cast the off-Broadway and Broadway shows. So as long as you're getting your face out there and getting in on those non-act calls, even though you might be singing, give or take 16 bars of whatever, you choose to sing, you're getting a good positive audition out there, getting your face out there, getting so that they know you, and then they will call you and say, hey, we'd love for you to come in for Evan to replace on Broadway or to replace on, tour, whatever it may be. And from there, that's how you just get your face out there and jump in. And then, once you start jumping in and the casting directors know you, things will, just start picking up naturally.
For sure. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Yeah. Please let us know. What are your socials? Where can we hear your beautiful voice again?
Just my name, Charlie Fusari, is my Instagram handle. I also do freelance photography and headshots in the tri-state area. So if anybody needs headshots, let me know. And yeah, that's really it. I mean, I'm on TikTok is also my name, Charlie Fusari. And that's really it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing your talent with us.
Of course.
Thank you. Wow.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no. Okay, sorry. I didn't realize you were still talking. Okay, sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just saying thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so very welcome. You're so very welcome. Okay. Big silent round of applause for all of our amazing singers. You guys were so fantastic. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And now a huge round of applause for Jake, our guest star of this week. Thank you so much for being here and a part of this and putting aside some time to help all of us continuing with or trying to continue our theater education while things are kind of shut down right now. It really means the whole world. You guys, Jake is the best. Please just follow him, and we obviously stand and support everything. Jake, I'm gonna give you the mic now. What's going on in your life? Any platforms? Where can we find you? Where can we follow you at? Maybe a little bit of stalking, but we're not gonna know.
Right. No, thank you for having me, guys. And this is so fun that we still can do things like this, even in this, dark time. But yeah, follow me, official Jake Levy, which is, just official in front of my name. And then, yeah, that's on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok, Jake Levy 62. Don't ask me why. I don't know why it's 62, but yeah, and that's basically it. We're all sort of waiting naturally because the tour was canceled. It's, I had planned to be in that until honestly August. So happy August, everyone. So yeah, it's been, I was supposed to obviously still be there. I think we would be literally wrapping up our last city, which was Atlanta, Georgia. But yeah, I'm just sort of hanging out here. I'm also in Los Angeles. I don't know if that was clear. But then I will eventually start making my way back to New York, and hopefully there will be other things on the horizon when things pick back up again, because that's a sad time. But yeah, other than that, I'm just sort of hanging out and again, doing fun things like this and posting, on TikTok and Instagram. And if you guys, even after this, after I disappear from the screen, if you ever have questions or concerns or, are going through trials and tribulations of this musical theater world, please message me, and please, any questions that you have, I will be more than happy to answer.
Thank you so much. Okay, it is now picture time. First, I'm getting a picture with Jake. So Jake, if you want to pose, or do whatever you want to do. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Yay! Okay, now we're gonna get poses with everyone else on screen. So fix your hair, get all prettified. Okay, yes. Okay, here we go. And I'll post these to my Instagram as I usually do, so everyone can have them. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now the next screen, because we have a whole nother screen. Okay, here we go. Yeah, put on your videos if you want to be in the picture, guys. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. Oh, wait, okay, we have more people putting on their videos. 1, 2, 3. Yay, okay. Thank you so much again, Jake. I feel bad. Jake was having a little bit of issues with his audio on Zoom, so we didn't really get like a chance to fully kind of, talk before the masterclass started. But of course, Jake, I am a full Jake stan and supporter. Anything you ever need, of course, our whole Alexa family is supporting you in everything that you do and right behind you.
Thank you. No, and I'm a big fan as well, so thank you for having me.
So crazy. Okay. we're not going to fangirl. That's what we're not going to do right now. Okay. Anyway, so for those of you who don't know, I hold a musical theater Kahoot at the end of these masterclasses. Now, I was a little bit busy this week, so we're gonna reuse one that we used from a while ago. But anyway, if you don't know Kahoot, it's basically you just download the Kahoot app on your phone. It's this really great trivia game. Questions will appear on the screen, and then the answers will correlate to colors, and then there are 4 boxes of colors on your phone, and you just click the one it correlates to, and you want to be the first one to click the right answer, and a cute like scoreboard appears. It's really fun. Yeah, so we started doing these we're ready with the Kahoot. We started doing these actually as a thank you, because these Zooms are actually pretty expensive to keep going. They're $75 a month. So with the help of amazing supporters and watchers like you guys, we've been able to have like some really great donations to kind of help these things, to help keep these master classes going for you guys. Because I am still in college. So I obviously want to do as much as I can, but the help definitely doesn't hurt. My PayPal and Venmo are right in the link tree of my bio in my Instagram, my TikTok. It's all right there. It says like help donate to Sing for Alexa Saturday. If you donate more than $20, you and me have a Zoom chat so I can say thank you, and that we could meet each other face to face as a big thank you for that. And certain really sweet people donated and just said that they wanted to pass along their video chat to someone who maybe couldn't necessarily afford it. So we started doing these Kahoots as a way to kind of figure out who would get the free video chat. I now keep doing the Zooms as a nice kind of I don't know, like a feel good thing. But we haven't actually had any like donations for the Zoom in a while, and I'm just bringing this up because now it's like we kind of
running out of
yeah, we're kind of running out. So if you would like for these to keep going, even just like $1 or $2 would be really great. We keep doing the Kahoots as a thank you, but we just to keep it going, if this is something that you enjoy, it'd be really great. Anything that you can do. I know it's tough in quarantine, but yeah, I just wanted to make that announcement. Okay. We're now gonna do the Kahoot. Let me pull it up because, okay, play, we're gonna host, okay, I have to fully pull it up because if I don't beforehand, it'll show you the answers, and that's what we don't want. Okay, perfect, here we go. I'm sharing my screen, share. Okay, well, I hope that you guys enjoyed that. This now officially concludes the class. I usually just stay on here until 4:30 answering some more questions in case anyone has. I really hope that you enjoyed. Again, a huge thank you to Jake. He even stayed for the Kahoot. What an actual legend.
Oh, that was fun.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Some more announcements. Yeah, if you'd like to donate to the Zoom, it would be much appreciated. Even if TikTok ends, I really don't want to stop these. I also already have people lined up for next week and the week after, so we're definitely at least doing 2 more. Yeah, also merch is out. Also, if you want to schedule a private lesson, that's something that you could just do. It's the first button. You click my link tree. Everything's on my link tree, like all my information to everything. I'm now also on Cameo, which is cool. I have a PO box if you wanted to send me anything, and I'll open it, unbox it either on TikTok or on YouTube, which is exciting. I think those are all the announcements. So yeah, if anyone has any other questions, feel free to give a wave. I don't know if Jake has to go, but feel free to, if you have questions for him too, he could probably.
I'm chilling for a little bit. So if you guys have any questions.
Awesome. Oh, we have Violet. Hi, Violet.
Hi. I just wanted to know, how did you start like getting into acting?
So for me, I started getting into acting when actually my mom got cast as Nancy in a community theater production of Oliver, and then I was Jake, what? Wait. Oh my gosh, Jake, you're too sweet. Jake just helped donate to the Zoom. Oh my gosh, Jake, what the heck? Thank you so much. I can't even, like, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, anyone who wants to donate right now, I'll shout you out because it appears on my screen. Thank you so incredibly much. I'll message you too after this. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm like very flustered right now. Okay, acting. Yeah, so I was a Fagin boy and my two younger brothers were workhouse boys. So I started just acting. It was a fun thing to do with friends and also my family, kind of after school that we would do together. And then I ended up doing the productions at my middle school, and I really loved that too. And then I never studied acting intensely before I went to my high school, the performing arts, where I was then an acting major. So that's kind of how I got my start in acting.
And then also, I drew a picture of you.
Oh my gosh, really? That's insane. Thank you so much. Wow. Oh my gosh. Ah! I love it. That's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. That is incredible. You are such an artist. Thank you. If you want to DM me that on Instagram, I'll post it to my Instagram story like I do with everyone who's made me really cute stuff. That's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Jake, do you want to answer how you got into kind of acting and jump started that whole thing?
Yeah, I started, like when I was around 8 or 9 years old, I just took an acting class on Long Island, and just because my like older sister did it, and she loved it, so I was like, oh yeah, I want to do what my older cool sister does, and and so I started taking the class, and from there I just started getting really into it, and then started doing commercial work as well.
Wow. Oh, so cool. Okay. I guess if you guys also want to use the chat, you can use that too if you want, I guess. But I kind of like the waving. Okay, let's do Elise. Elise, hi.
Yeah, you said my name right.
Yeah.
So, I'm from Long Island, and I was curious, like, with Long Island, it's a question for Jake since you said Long Island. I got really excited. Where were your acting classes? Did you see any community theater? And like, what is your go-to spot for like theater on Long Island and stuff like that? Long Island based questions.
Yeah, there's a bunch of great stuff. So I took acting classes with the Actors Garage, which is still happening on Long Island. It's in Manhasset.
Nassau. Got it.
Yeah, Nassau County. Yeah, Great Neck and Manhasset. I live in Great Neck, so they're right next to each other. So it was kind of just very convenient at the time. But yeah, they are great. It's run by Anne Gray. She's amazing. And yeah, that's where I took acting classes. And then I did theater at the Cultural Arts Playhouse, which is in Syosset, if that rings a bell. Amazing. Yeah, I did 13 there. I did Rent. I did Les Mis. A whole bunch of shows growing up there. We did Hairspray. It was so fun, and that's where, again, during that period of time, I just got a lot of experience and just having fun and doing theater, making friends, and it really is a great thing. But then, like, in terms of professionally, there's a bunch of even the Cultural Arts Playhouse, as you know, they do junior productions, which is what I was a part of when I was little, but they do live, big professional productions, and there's the Argyle, which I believe is in I don't know where that is. The Argyle Theater is on Long Island as well. They're newly Babylon. Thank you. Wow, my mom texted that to me. I thought that was in the chat, but my mom's in the other room. I love how your mom is also next to you, Alexa. But yeah, so in Babylon, it's a really great newly equity theater, so they do great productions there as well.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I can't see the name. Someone just donated $1. Thank you to whoever did
That was me. That was me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Drew. Okay, let's get Teresa. Hi.
Sorry, I'm here again. Also from the person who just asked the question, also where I go to camp, Broadway Dance Theater in East Islip is a good one as well. So you could look into that. And also, this is a question for Alexa because I always get confused of how do I sign up to like actually sing on Sing Alexa Saturday.
Oh, okay. So for anyone who is interested in singing, all you have to do is upload a video of yourself to TikTok, or now you can also just DM it to me over Instagram. A minute long, say, "Hi, Alexa, my name is Brant. I'm blank years old." You don't have to say how old you are if you don't feel comfortable. "I would love to do this masterclass because blah." And if I were to get chosen, I would sing blah. Here's a snippet of it. Blah. That's
Okay.
what you do. Yeah. If you are to upload it to TikTok, just hashtag it Sing for Alexa Saturday so that, those are all kind of in a nice collection. Or now, because TikTok's kind of it's kind of up in the air, feel free to DM me over Instagram.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Alrighty, let's unmute Gwyn, I think.
Hi.
Hi.
So my question is for both of you, and it is, if you could turn any your favorite TV show, books, or movies into a musical on Broadway, what would it be?
Oh, dang. I'm not sure. I've been really getting into this show, The Marvelous Miss Maisel. I think that, yeah, I really like that show, especially just because, like, I am a Jewish girl who does comedy. I'm like, I relate. So I would love to see that be a musical. Jake?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've seen a couple episodes. I haven't dived in yet, but yeah, I mean, Marvelous Miss Maisel is so good, and also would lend itself well to being a musical, I feel like, because yeah, again, like New York vibes, comedy, fun, slightly musical, but I don't know, that's hard. I don't know. I want to say like a TV show that I like. Honestly, it's like, I know they've like been working on it, but like Friends would be really cool as a musical type. Like any kind of sitcom-y, works very well. Again, lends itself well to musical theater. But yeah, I guess I would say just like some kind of fun sitcom. They are also working on this great movie. Is The Karate Kid. They're working on a musical for that, so that could be fun as well. But yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, I think we have time for like, maybe like one more quick question, just because I know now a lot of people have some questions. Okay, Jess Burke.
Hi, sorry for the really bad lighting. I'm using my phone because it's like 9:30 in the UK. So I'm just really curious. So if you were to play any musical from any musical, like any role, it could be gender bent, it could be anything. What would either of you play?
I would love to be Fanny Bryce in Funny Girl, like so badly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always been a dream, but Fiyero in Wicked, I feel like that just will please my musical theater heart.
Thank you.
When you do play that role, we're all just gonna get a big bus, and we're all just gonna sit in a big.
I'm gonna say TikTok across the bus, and
exactly, the Jake Levy Stan fan club from TikTok. Exactly.
That would be amazing. You guys are all invited backstage. It'll be a fun time.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Alrighty, that does conclude this masterclass. Thank you all so incredibly much for joining. Again, I'm just gonna put out the little, anyone who wants to donate, it's very much appreciated. And yeah, okay. Jake, thank you so much again for being on here. Of course, you are welcome back anytime. You are so incredibly talented and wonderful and sweet and just everything that I know all of us want to be, and we look up to you so incredibly much, and just thank you for being here again and sharing your time with us.
Thank you. Thank you for
Okay,
having me.
here we go. I'll sing my goodbye song. I'm sorry to let you know I really have got to go. Drink water so you're not sick. I love you. Love, Alexa-Chalnick. If you guys haven't been on my lives before, I sing that at the end of every live. I wrote that like on my second live I ever did. I was like, I feel so weird leaving. There should be like an official song. So me and my followers helped write it. And now it's kind of, I get in trouble if I don't sing it at the end of one of my lives or Zooms. Okay, thank you all so much. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay singing. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.